Hi, my name is Dr. John Douillard. I want to talk to you today about a very ancient technique called tongue scraping. This is a tongue scraper. It's a simple piece of metal, best to use copper, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But it actually is in U shape, so it can actually scrape your tongue and clean your tongue. Best to do it in the morning when you wake up, before you begin to brush your teeth, before you go to bed, before you brush your teeth, and really anytime, if you can, before brushing your teeth, scraping your tongue is a great habit to get into. Lots of good science behind this ancient technique. Studies show that just tongue scraping itself actually decreases undesirable bacteria in your mouth. It also reduces these things called volatile sulfur compounds. Bacteria in your mouth, when they break down, they release these volatile sulfur compounds that actually cause bad breath. So scraping your tongue actually is a great way to clean your mouth and support healthy breath because it decreases these what are called VSCs, these volatile sulfur compounds. Important. Also, what I love about it is studies show that when you scrape your tongue, it actually increases the tasting ability of your taste buds. When you scrape your tongue, it allows your food to be tasted more efficiently, send a message to your stomach to enhance the digestive process that's specifically related to the foods that it just tasted. In Ayurveda, this is a very powerful thing that when you look, you see, you smell, there's all these sensory messages going to your brain telling your stomach what's coming. Most of us are, watching TV, writing on our computer, looking at different things. All of a sudden, there's a whole bunch of food in the stomach, and the stomach's like, where did all this stuff come from? Nobody told me. I don't know anything about this. The reality is that when you scrape your tongue and you taste your food and you smell your food and you enjoy and look at your food and you're there and present when you're eating your food, it actually creates a message. And the scraping of the tongue has been shown in studies now to support the tasting effect. So you have better messages, signals going from your taste buds, which are enzymes in your mouth, to your stomach to support digestion. Also, it triggers in the morning. Ayurvedically speaking, I don't have science to prove this one, but we do Ayurvedically, when you scrape your tongue in the morning and you floss and you drink a big glass of water, it starts the digestive system up, increases peristalsis, and gets you to go to the bathroom for a complete bowel movement first thing in the morning. And that's like a really big deal Ayurvedically to get a first morning bowel movement going as best we can. So that's really important. And also studies show that when you scrape your tongue, it actually changes the environment in the mouth to reduce any type of putrefaction or fermentation that's undesirable in the mouth, again supporting a cleaner, healthier mouth, and of course sweeter, nicer breath, which is really cool. Now, you can use a tongue scraper, a copper one or a silver one. They say you can use gold. Imagine using a gold tongue scraper. Historically, they say that you can do that. I prefer copper. You can use stainless steel too, but copper has special properties and I want to share them with you. Copper is an antiseptic metal. Copper is a bacterial resistant metal. In some studies, which are phenomenal and amazing for me, hard for me even to believe, when they take metal, copper, and they put it in hospital rooms, and they measure the bacterial load in that hospital of strep and staph infections, or staph, loads in those rooms are significantly less with just having copper in the room, which is phenomenal. Now, there's good science behind the antibacterial, antimicrobial benefits of copper. And of course, like all good metals do, they don't get rid of the good bacteria, they just keep the bad guys down, sort of how nature always seems to work. How beautiful. It also has shown in one study that scrape your tongue with a copper tongue scraper will actually decrease the bacterial load in the mouth, just like tongue scraping does in general. But also what's really neat about copper, it increases certain enzymes. This is well studied now. It increases certain enzymes that actually increase the growth of good bacteria in your mouth. So with all that said, scraping your tongue is really a good idea to do, a great hygienic thing to do. And using a copper tongue scraper really makes the most sense, and they're very, very inexpensive. And also, if you have a stainless steel scraper, and we just got these in, and I love that we've got them. Stainless steel scrapers tend to tarnish over time, and and of course, you never know how much bacteria is in your sink and when you leave your tongue scraper there. But with a copper tongue scraper that you're actually having a bacteria resistant metal that you're putting in your mouth first thing in the morning, so it's not accumulating lots and lots of bacteria from your bathroom, which I think is a really important reason why to think about using a copper tongue scraper. Very simple. When you take your tongue scraper, you reach in as far back as you can the first thing in the morning and scrape 5 or 10 times, or even 2 or 3 times if you're rushed, but clean your tongue. And the further back you go, the better. Sometimes you might even elicit a little bit of a gag reaction, which is fine because that can cough up some mucus that might be in the back of the throat. And it's very, very simple technique, and do it before you brush. It looks something like this. Take the tongue scraper, and you clean your mouth or clean your tongue, something like that. Very, very simple. Get a little saliva off your mouth, clean your tongue, and that's all you have to do to clean your tongue. Thanks for listening. Check out the article where I cite all the research about why to tongue scrape and all this amazing research on why to use copper. Thanks for listening. I'm Dr. John Douillard.
This recording is brought to you by LifeSpa, where ancient Ayurvedic wisdom meets modern science. Get access to free health video newsletters by Dr. John at lifespa.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.